I'd like to continue to tell you about my beautiful love story with my husband, James. I started a few videos ago just sharing, and so we danced. James and I must have danced all night that first night we met. When I say all night, I mean all night. He actually tapped me. So I'm thinking we danced about 7.5 hours. Now that wasn't new to me, absolutely new to James. But he taps me after 7.5 hours and he says, look, I gotta go to work because now it's Sunday morning, I believe. And so I thank him and he leaves. And my friend, Angel at the time, comes over to me and she says, girl, you danced all night with Michael's little brother. And I was like, Michael's little brother. Now you have to understand, in those days, I didn't date younger than me. You had to be older than me for me to date you. And so now I am mortified because I have now danced all night with somebody's little brother. And at that time we knew two Michaels. And she says, yeah, that was Michael Key's little brother. And I was like, oh. And so we leave, Cupid and I leave, and as we're traveling home, I'm falling asleep because I told you I danced all night, but Cupid fell asleep as well, and Cupid was driving. And we ended up in a pretty bad accident, and we both ended up in the hospital. After observing me, I was sent home first. And what they believe is that Cupid hit her head on the steering wheel, so they kept her longer. Come to find out, remember her car was in the shop and she got it out of the shop so we could go. Well, they had hooked up something wrong and the exhaust was coming into the car. And that's how come us being as exhausted as we were, the exhaustion knocked us out. Unfortunately for me, I was scheduled to be in a pageant and I was dancing as my talent. So I couldn't get back to dancing, practicing because I was so stiff from the accident and being in the hospital. But I get a call a few days later from my friend Angel, and she says, guess who wants your number? And I was like, who? And she was like, James. And I was like, no, thank you. She said, I said, you told me he was Michael's little brother. I don't want to date Michael's little brother. She says, no. Remember, Michael and Alfred are older than us. Let me call Alfred and find out how old James is. And I'm going to stop there, but the love story will continue. Hi, my name is Minister Faith, and I'm just telling you about my beautiful love story with my wonderful husband, James. I hope you will continue to follow this story. Thank you for watching.